En-Mao's Raw review from the 28th of April 2015. Hi everyone and welcome to my Raw review following the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I did a review on this pay-per-view last night and I will be adding a link in the description box below and in an annotation at the end, so you can go and watch it there if you like. Anyway, tonight's Raw comes to us from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and before it starts we are showing previous winners of the King of the Ring tournament, and tonight it looks like we're going to be able to find one again. This should be exciting. So we're showing the competitors for this tournament tonight, and the matches are as follows: Dolph Ziggler versus Wade Barrett, and the winner of that will face either R-Truth or Stardust. Then it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Sheamus, and the winner of that will face either Neville or Luke Harper. Anyway, Seth Rollins is introduced and he makes his way to the ring with J&J Security and Kane. We are told what happened last night and shown in still pictures, and as we know, Seth retained the title. Seth takes to the mic and says Randy found out that he can't outsmart Rollins. He then goes on to brag about previous accomplishments and then says it worked as he proved he is going to be a valiant fighting champion. Rollins then says he beat Orton last night all by himself. I think he was at another pay-per-view because I didn't see that. He says that he didn't do an RKO, he did an SKO, which means his move was allowed. He then goes on to thank Kane for doing what's best for business, and he goes on to mock Kane. Kane says that he shouldn't have used the RKO, and if Kane hadn't have helped, Orton would have become the champ and Seth would be whining and crying like a spoiled brat right now. Kane says that he would rather be a crypt keeper than the WWE's Justin Bieber. Kane and Rollins argue in the ring, and then Randy Orton comes out onto the stage. Randy comes out and complains about Rollins cheating to win and says that that is grounds for a rematch. Rollins says you only get one shot at the title and Randy squandered this last night. Randy mocks Rollins and then addresses Kane. Suddenly Roman Reigns' music hits and he makes his way to the ring. We are told about his match against the Big Show last night and how Reigns was victorious in the last man standing match. Rollins asks what Roman's business it is being out there, and Reigns tells them that they are missing their giant and it's because of him. Reigns then requests a match against Rollins from Kane. Rollins says neither Orton nor Reigns deserve a title shot, and Kane interrupts. He says that he's going to do what's best for business, and tonight Kane says that he and Rollins will take on Orton and Reigns in a tag team match. He then says that he will allow the WWE Universe to decide on who Rollins will face at the next pay-per-view Payback. What a bombshell! So the next match is the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, and it's Wade Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler. As Dolph makes his way to the ring, we see a pre-recorded promo about how Dolph just remembers what Sheamus did to him after the Kiss My Ass match last night. He says it was the most humiliating moment in his career, but he will get payback. I guess that'll be another match at the next pay-per-view. Wade's pre-recorded promo is shown as he makes his way to the ring, and his is mainly about him becoming the King of the Ring. I doubt that will happen. Anyway, the match gets underway and Barrett takes an early lead with punches and kicks and several elbows to the back of the head. Dolph manages to hit a drop kick and Barrett rolls to the outside as Raw goes to a commercial. We come back and Barrett has Dolph in a goddamn headlock. Why WWE? Why always a headlock after a break? Why not go to a break between matches? Oh, hold on. They do. Anyway, Barrett is in control and we're shown a big boot by Barrett that happened during the break. Why not show that when we're actually watching the match and cut the headlock to when we're on a break? Barrett charges at Dolph and hits his shoulder into the corner. Ziggler now gets momentum and tries for the pin. He gets a 2 count, but Barrett goes for Wasteland and Ziggler counters it into a DDT. Barrett kicks out at 2. Barrett hits his Wasteland and gets a 2 count and then gets ready for a bull hammer. He misses and Ziggler hits a super kick and gets a 2 count. Sheamus appears on the ramp and starts mocking Ziggler, saying that there was a full Irish moon last night, and on the screen we're showing pictures of Sheamus putting Ziggler's face into his arse. Ziggler turns his attention back to Wade Barrett and gets hit with a bull hammer, and Wade gets a 3 count. I don't know who will win now, because I thought with the push Ziggler had it was a certainty for him to win. Now my money switches to Dean Ambrose. Sheamus stands on the ramp laughing at Ziggler's loss, and Barrett now advances to the next round. The new WWE Tag Team Champions, New Day, are shown backstage getting random production members to start clapping. After the break, New Day make their way to the ring clapping and skipping. Xavier says that they are the champs and that he thanks everyone who clapped. He tells everyone to chant New Day rocks, but the crowd continue to chant New Day sucks. The three of them stand in the ring questioning why. Maybe a new gimmick, guys. Tyson Kidd along with Cesaro and Natalya make their way to the ring. So it's Tyson versus Big E in the next match. Power versus agility and skill. Punches and kicks rain down on Big E from Tyson Kidd at the start of this match, and Big E cannot compete with the speed. Tyson Kidd hits a missile dropkick and Big E hits the mat. Then Tyson stomps the New Day sucks rhythm into a fallen Big E in the corner. Tyson dominates the match all until Big E suddenly gets up and hits a shoulder charge and gets the pin. Xavier Woods holds down Tyson's leg to stop him from kicking out, but Big E and New Day pick up another win. They escape up the ramp chased by Cesaro and then stand at the top of the ramp celebrating, holding the tag team championship belts aloft. Next we're shown what happened in John Cena's match last night against Rusev in the Russian chain match. We are then told that Rusev will be challenging John Cena in an I Quit match at Payback. And tonight, John Cena will be defending the US Championship in the Open Challenge. Who will step up tonight? Ryback makes his way to the ring, and he is going to take on Bo Dallas again like he did last night, so I expect another squash match here. Bo Dallas mocks the crowd and says that he will give Ryback one opportunity to walk away, but all he needs to do is Bo leave. Ryback starts off quickly, beating Dallas down, but Bo turns the tide, and for some reason, since last night, Bo Dallas has become someone that can suddenly take on Ryback. Last night he got absolutely whooped, and today he's dishing out the whooping. That is until he goes to the top rope and gets caught in midair. He gets smashed with a spine buster. Ryback then hits a massive clothesline and then hits the shell shock for the 3 count, and Ryback picks up another win against Bo Dallas. Suddenly the arena goes black with a Bray Wyatt noise. Is Ryback the guy who he has been referring to in his previous promos? I guess we're about to find out. The lights come back up and Bray Wyatt is stood right behind Ryback stalking him. Ryback turns around and goes straight into a Sister Abigail. Bray does the creepy spider walk and then kneels alongside Ryback, arms outstretched and looking to the sky. Then Raw cuts to a break. The next match is the WWE US Championship Open Challenge from John Cena. Cena makes his way to the ring and grabs a mic, and he then tells everyone that the champ is here. John says that he can't believe that Rusev has wrangled another rematch, and he says that he can't believe that Rusev hasn't quit yet, but after Payback is over, he will have. I see what you did there, John. Cena continues that if Rusev thinks Cena is going to say I quit, then Rusev is not only wrong and stupid, but he's going to get the beating of a lifetime, and Cena will fight anyone, anywhere for the title, but he will never surrender. The crowd chant USA, USA. Cena then says that at Payback, it will be the final chapter between him and Rusev, and he says that if he says I quit, then he will have disgraced himself, his fans and his nation, and he won't deserve a rematch. Whoa, steady on there, Cena, it's only the US title. Hell, he didn't even get this dedicated when he was the World Heavyweight Champion. Cena tells Rusev if the Russian wins at Payback, he will never see John Cena again. Cena says that the belt is still a symbol of opportunity and is a symbol of excellence. And while tonight Rusev decides to rest, John Cena's Open Challenge stands. And if you want some, come and get some. Who will be the challenger? Heath Slater's music hits and he comes out and says not only is he going to take advantage of this opportunity, but he's going to become the champion. He then starts making his way to the ring when he's attacked from behind by Rusev. The Russian gives Heath a big boot to the face and kicks him off the ramp as Cena looks on staring at Rusev. Lana comes out waving to the crowd, but Rusev scolds her and starts shouting at her in Russian. He tells her to go backstage to boos and chants of "We want Lana." Rusev starts mocking the crowd, saying they are all quitters, and at Payback he, John Cena, will be like all the rest of the stupid Americans. Rusev's music starts and Cena just stands there staring at him. I guess Cena isn't going to have a match after all. Kane is backstage and Rollins comes up asking about what he meant by allowing the WWE Universe to choose his opponent at Payback. Kane says it's simple. People go to the WWE app and vote there. Rollins says that none of them deserve a title shot as he's already beaten them, and he wants to know what Triple H and Stephanie are going to say about this. He says Kane must be stupid to think that they will be okay with this. Kane says that by letting the WWE Universe choose his opponent, then Rollins will prove that he is the man. But if Rollins is going to be a bitch and a telltale, Kane says there's only one thing left to do. Add another option, which is either Rollins versus Randy Orton, Rollins versus Roman Reigns, or a triple threat of all three competitors. The crowd cheer, but Rollins is not happy about this in the slightest. Kane tells Rollins to calm down as he's got a match tonight, and after that they will find out who he will face at Payback. Rollins stands there complaining as Raw goes off to a break. It's now time for the next King of the Ring match, and it's R-Truth against Stardust. And as R-Truth makes his way to the ring, we are treated to his weird pre-recorded promo. He says that if he wins the King of the Ring, he will ban all spiders. What the hell? That makes no sense. Talking of no sense, Stardust starts making his way to the ring, and his promo is about his destiny is written in the stars to become King of the Ring. We'll see. R-Truth starts the match fast, and instead of going for moves, he just tries to pin Stardust 2 or 3 times. It doesn't work, and Cody hits a running bulldog and then starts punching and kicking R-Truth. This goes on for a good 5-10 minutes, and then eventually R-Truth mounts a comeback with several clotheslines and a reverse heel kick to the face. He also tries to hit a scissor kick, but misses, and Cody goes for the pin. He gets a 2 count, but then both men get up, and Cody hits a side Russian leg sweep. They then trade blow for blow, and then R-Truth, out of nowhere, hits a lie detector and advances to the next round after scoring the pin and the 3 count. So the next round will be Barrett versus R-Truth. When Raw comes back after the break, we are told that the semi-finals and final of King of the Ring will be concluded tomorrow night on the WWE Network. I might, if I get time to upload this, a results show and a review show for it tomorrow. I thought they were going to do the whole tournament on Raw tonight, but I'll have to see if I can fit in another video. Anyway, Fandango's music is playing and the crowd are Fandangoing, and he's going to take on Adam Rose in the next match on Raw. Adam Rose is already in the ring ready for the match, so the match starts and Adam Rose takes an early lead with drop kicks and a running shoulder barge. He then tries to strangle Fandango using the second ring rope, and then he carries on the bombardment with punches on the back of his skull. Fandango counters this when the ref counts to 4, and then he lets the chops ring out on Adam Rose's chest. Fandango clotheslines Adam Rose out of the ring, and the exotic train come to his aid. Next thing, they're all being taken out by a flying Fandango who's leapt over the top rope, taking the 4 of them down. As Fandango walks back to continue attacking Adam Rose, we see Fandango's ex, Rosa Mendes, who's since joined the exotic train, dressed like a doll. She walks up to Fandango and starts dancing, and Fandango goes and gets back in the ring but continues to watch Rosa Mendes mesmerised. Adam Rose sneaks back in the ring and hits his party fouler and gets a 3 count. Rosa Mendes looks unhappy with what she's just caused. She gets then into the ring with a mic and says that she can't believe he chose the WWE Universe over her, but now she's found someone who treats her like the flower that she really is, and she starts flirting with Adam Rose and kisses him passionately. Fandango looks on as he walks up the ramp. Michael Cole then tells everyone that Daniel Bryan is seriously injured still and will be out of action for a while, hence why he didn't compete at the Extreme Rules, and doctors haven't cleared him for competition as of yet. We are then passed over to Renee Young and Brie Bella, the wife of Daniel Bryan. Renee asks her what is going on, and Brie says that Daniel loves everything about the WWE and he's gutted that he can't compete at the moment, and she thanks the WWE Universe for all the well wishes. Next thing, Naomi hits Brie in the face, knocking her to the floor, and she stands over and says no one cares about Brie or her husband, and then walks off. Raw returns after the break, and Nikki Bella is at ringside, and Brie Bella is now going to take on Naomi in the Divas match for tonight. Brie takes Naomi down as soon as the bell rings with punches to the head and hair pulling. The referee breaks it up, and then Naomi hits a cheap forearm to the face of Brie. Naomi now attacks her with stomps and a running bulldog followed up with a backbreaker. She gets a 2 count and then hits a drop kick on Brie. She follows up with a leg drop but can only get another 2 count. Brie fights back and hits Naomi with a face buster, but both women are down. Eventually they get back up and Brie goes on a comeback where she hits a flying forearm, a drop kick and a running knee. She goes to the second rope and hits a missile drop kick and then goes for the pin, but Naomi kicks out. Brie goes over to attack a grounded Naomi, who kicks her in the head and then pins her with an inside cradle. Naomi picks up yet another win against the Bellas and walks up the ramp celebrating. Dean Ambrose makes his way to the ring for his first round match against Sheamus in the King of the Ring tournament. We are shown the highlights of the match from last night at Extreme Rules of Ambrose versus Harper, and we are shown how he won with all the chairs in the ring last night. Anyway, it's time for Sheamus to make his way to the ring. I wonder if Dolph Ziggler will get some type of payback during this match. Sheamus' promo tells everyone that he was King of the Ring before, and if he wins the tournament, he will make every small guy in the WWE kiss his ass. That's Hornswoggle screwed them. The match starts, and there's just a load of grappling with no one taking an early lead. Ambrose eventually pushes Sheamus in the face, and Sheamus looks disgusted at him and then goes on the attack. The grappling continues and both guys roll around the mat, breaking each other's grapple hold. Eventually, Sheamus throws Ambrose off into the ropes and a shoulder block knocks him to the floor. Ambrose offers a test of strength, but then he locks himself onto Sheamus' leg, trying to pull him to the mat. He gets Sheamus down and gets him into a submission hold, and Sheamus breaks out. He gets to his feet and starts punching Ambrose in the face. Finally, the match starts to pick up. Uppercut after uppercut knocks Ambrose down. Ambrose mounts a fight back with several hard blows and then goes for a running bulldog. Sheamus throws him off before he hits it, and then Sheamus goes for a clothesline and misses. But Ambrose hits him with a flying shoulder, knocking him out of the ring. It's time for the Ambrose suicide dive, but Sheamus runs away and Raw goes to a break. We are now back and the guys are fighting in the ring again, and Sheamus is in charge. He tosses Ambrose around like a ragdoll and punches to the face Stagger Ambrose. He finally hits a clothesline on Sheamus to mount a comeback, and he flips up and takes it to Sheamus with punches and chops. Sheamus scoop slams him to put an end to it though, and Sheamus gets up and starts pounding his chest as he moves to the corner. We all know what that means. He goes for the bro kick but misses. Ambrose hits a roll up but gets a 2 count. Sheamus shoulder charges Ambrose, but he sidesteps and Sheamus charges straight into the ring post and falls to the outside. Ambrose sees the advantage and suicide dives through the ropes onto Sheamus and leaves him on the floor stunned against a barricade. Ambrose throws Sheamus into the ring and heads to the top rope. Sheamus goes for him, but he jumps over Sheamus. Sheamus then grabs him and hits a Papa Shango shoulder breaker and gets a 2 count. Sheamus picks up Ambrose and tries for a white noise, but Ambrose counters into a pin and gets another 2 count. Ambrose goes for the Dirty Deeds DDT, but Sheamus counters into a submission move, the Cloverleaf. Ambrose makes it to the bottom rope and makes Sheamus break the hold. Sheamus picks up Ambrose and is about to start beating him when Ambrose fights back and hits some kind of stunner onto the ropes. Sheamus recoils across the ring and Ambrose goes to the top rope and it's a flying elbow like Macho Man Randy Savage. He gets a 2 count. Sheamus goes out of the ring to regroup and Ambrose runs round the ring to attack. Sheamus throws Ambrose onto the announce table and they both fight outside the ring until Sheamus hits the bro kick and flattens Ambrose out. Then, out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler attacks Sheamus. The ref calls for the bell and Sheamus wins via disqualification and goes through to the next round. Sheamus runs through the crowd to escape Dolph's attack and Ambrose stands in the ring quite clearly pissed off at the result, and Raw goes to another break. When Raw returns, we are shown what happened last week when Summer Rae turned her back on Damien Mizdow and helped The Miz retain his brand on Raw. Damien Sandow is now in the ring and asks the crowd to call him Damien Sandow and says he's not going to lie to anyone. He says when he first joined the WWE, he turned up in a bathrobe to entertain and educate the masses. We all know how that turned out. He then goes on to say that his second time he was told to his face that he wasn't entertaining enough. What followed was a quest to entertain. He then goes through several rip-off characters that he portrayed before getting fired. Then came Damien Mizdow. He says the Mizdow character caused him to lose a lot of respect with his peers, but he gained the respect of the WWE Universe instead. And he says that's the best thing that can happen to any WWE superstar. He then thanks everyone, and the crowd chants "Thank you, Sandow," and he shouts back, "You're welcome," to cheers. Sandow then asks where he goes from here, and Curtis Axel's music hits, and he comes out doing his Hulk Hogan impression, and ironically he says he doesn't like guys who pretend to be something they're not. He then asks what you're going to do, and Sandow copies everything he says like he did with The Miz. He mocks Curtis Axel and the crowd applaud. Axel tells Sandow to get out of his ring now, and Sandow carries on mocking him. Axel then attacks Sandow, but Sandow reverses and hits a big boot. He then mocks Hulk Hogan's hand to the ear sign and then hits a people's elbow on the fallen Axel. And then a big leg drop. Axel leaves the ring and we are told Sandow is back. When Raw returns, we are shown another montage from the videos of the Tough Enough wannabes. And this returns on June the 23rd, where someone will win either a Divas contract and a wrestler's contract with the WWE. Now it's time for the final first round matchup of King of the Ring tournament. And Neville is first to make his way to the ring, and I bet he's buzzing since winning against Wade Barrett at the pay-per-view last night. We are then shown his pre-recorded promo for King of the Ring, and he says plenty of people won King of the Ring and defied the odds. He's going to defy gravity and get crowned as King of the Ring. At least it's not as bad as R-Truth Spider's promo, but that still makes me shake my head. Luke Harper is the next to the ring, and his pre-recorded promo is about if he was the king, he's going to sit on a throne of barbed wire and rusty steel and rule through pain and suffering. Okay, weirdo. The bell rings and Harper outpowers Neville, but then he hits his Hurricanrana and throws Neville to the outside. He goes for the suicide dive, but hits a double kick instead as Harper is on the ring apron. They then fight out of the ring, and then Neville hits another Hurricanrana on Harper again. Neville throws Harper into the ring and jumps onto the top rope and leaps at Harper, who swats him out of the air like a fly and gets a 2 count. Harper starts to take over and power starts to beat agility. Harper gets Neville in a headlock and Neville fights out of it. It ends when Luke Harper is being thrown out of the ring again. Harper gets back in the ring, charges at Neville, who sidesteps a big boot in the corner, and Harper flies over the top rope again. Neville jumps onto the top rope and hits a massive high-flying moonsault, knocking Harper down. He throws Harper back in the ring and he goes for a standing shooting star press and gets a 2 count. Neville moves Harper to near the corner and goes to the top rope. Harper gets up, and before Neville climbs to the rope, he hits a super kick to the face and then gets hit with a suplex and gets a 2 count. Harper goes for a powerbomb, but Neville escapes, and Harper runs at Neville to get a suplex back. Neville hits an enziguri and then runs at Harper again to kick him in the head. Harper picks up Neville though and hits a massive spine buster powerbomb and gets a 2 count. Harper gets Neville and he can't stand. He punches him into a corner and then puts him on the top turnbuckle, ready for another suplex. Neville fights back and kicks Harper in the face. He then hits a sunset flip powerbomb from the top rope on Luke Harper and dazes him. Neville then gets up, goes to the top rope and hits the red arrow, gets a 3 count and advances into the next round of King of the Ring against Sheamus tomorrow night. It's time for the main event, and Roman Reigns makes his way through the crowd to the ring. He's teaming with Randy Orton, who is the next to make his way out, and they are taking on Seth Rollins and Kane. Kane and Rollins shake hands at the top of the ramp and they make their way to the ring. The match starts with Seth Rollins taking on Roman Reigns, and the crowd are chanting Justin Bieber in reference to what they heard earlier. Seth Rollins starts off by tying Reigns' arms into wrist locks and headlocks until Roman reverses and throws him to the mat, and then he escapes out of the ring. He finally gets back in and they lock up in a test of strength, but then he starts kicking Reigns in the stomach. Reigns fights back and throws Rollins at the ropes and then hits a windmill suplex. He takes Rollins over to his corner and then the assault continues. Randy tags in and they double team Rollins. Randy starts stamping on a down Rollins and then knees him in the head. He picks him up and takes him to the corner and tags in Reigns, who continues the beatdown, till Rollins rolls out of the ring and then tags Kane. Reigns immediately hits a side suplex on the big red monster and then several punches to the face, taking Kane back to Randy in the corner, who once again tags in. Randy starts by booting Kane in the stomach and then rams his head into the turnbuckle. Kane reverses the following Irish whip and hits a big boot to Randy's face. Kane drags Orton to his corner and Rollins tags in and starts attacking and getting revenge on Orton. He then throws Orton to the outside and Raw goes to its final break of the night. When we come back, Rollins has Randy in a headlock. Randy fights to his feet and a headbutt breaks the hold. Orton throws Rollins into the ropes and he gets hit with a flying forearm. Rollins gets a 2 count and Randy is struggling to his feet. Seth hits several short arm clotheslines until Randy hits a T-bone suplex. Kane and Reigns are calling for the tag and both men make it. Reigns hits a flying clothesline, knocking Kane down, and then starts hitting Kane in the corner with big forearms. After 10 of them, Kane staggers to the middle of the ring and Roman goes to the second rope. Another flying forearm fells Kane and Reigns locks in a Superman punch into his wrist. And as he does so though, Rollins runs to attack him. Reigns then hits Rollins with an awesome Samoan drop and then a clothesline. Both Rollins and Kane over the top rope to the mat below. Reigns was about to suicide dive onto them, but as he runs to the ropes, he sees Joey Mercury and he grabs his legs. Reigns gives chase straight into the uppercut from Kane. They continue to fight out of the ring. Kane throws Reigns into the ring and continues the assault. Rollins gets tagged in and continues. They trade punches in the centre of the ring, but Rollins hits a kick and goes for the pin. It's a 2 count and he tags in Kane. A side suplex only gets a 2 count again, and then Kane locks on a bear hug. Reigns fights back with elbows and Kane releases the hold. Kane hits a clothesline to regain control and he covers for another 2 count. Kane picks him up and then tags in Rollins. Rollins continues to stamp on Roman. He starts taunting, saying that it's his title, and then he tags Kane again. Roman and Kane trade punches in the centre of the ring and Roman gets the upper hand. He hits a suplex and both are down. Orton is calling for the tag. Reigns doesn't manage to make the tag though, as Seth, now the legal man, attacks Roman from behind. Roman gets whipped into a corner and Roman tries to steal a pin. Rollins kicks out but holds on to Reigns, who shows some power and powerbombs Rollins. He can now make the tag. He manages to, and Randy opens a can of whoop-ass on Rollins. Punches and forearms fly everywhere as well as clotheslines. Randy hits a power slam and he gets a 2 count because Kane makes a save. Reigns attacks Kane, but Kane goes for the choke slam. Roman manages to escape from the grip and move just as Rollins drop kicks Kane in the face. Roman hits an uppercut on Rollins and goes for a Superman punch on Joey Mercury again. He turns around straight into Rollins, who pushes him out of the ring. Randy Orton rushes over and gets Rollins with a second rope DDT. It's RKO time, but Rollins reverses it into a pin and gets a 2 count. He knocks Randy out of the ring. Rollins gets up and suicide dives at Randy Orton through the ropes, but Randy moves and Rollins hits Kane instead. Rollins then starts attacking Randy Orton outside the ring. Kane attacks J&J security in a rage and throws them onto the announce table. Rollins walks up to Kane and Kane attacks him. He's lost it completely. Kane throws Rollins into the ring and starts to disassemble the announce table. Rollins though gets up straight into a Superman punch from Roman Reigns and then staggers into an RKO from Randy Orton. Randy covers for the 3 count and Randy and Reigns pick up the victory. Their celebration though is cut short, as now we need to find out what the WWE Universe voted for on the app to see who Rollins will face at Payback. With 78% of the vote, the match that the WWE Universe decided that the WWE World Heavyweight Championship will be for at Payback will be a triple threat match. Rollins looks gutted, Roman Reigns looks happy and looks up to the sky, and Randy Orton just looks on staring. Roman Reigns then spears Seth Rollins and Raw goes off the air. So that's it for another week. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Leave a comment and a like if you can, and I will see you next time. Till then, bye for now. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's Raw review. If you did, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. Please leave a comment about wrestling in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel for more wrestling videos and gameplay videos. Click the screen in the centre for more wrestling reviews. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next video, and until then, bye for now.